Welcome back to the Vintage New Jersey podcast, where we uncover the stories that shaped the Garden State. Today's episode takes us to a city once considered an industrial powerhouse and then later called the Detroit of New Jersey. This is the rise, fall, and rebirth of Camden, New Jersey. Long before its reputation took a turn, Camden was a symbol of American innovation. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, there were numerous companies that were here. This is when its industry exploded. The location on the Delaware River made it a prime transportation hub, connecting ferries, railroads, factories, and all that stuff that powered the regional economy. The Victor Talking Machine Company, also known as, or later known as RCA, turned Camden into a global center of sound and broadcasting technology. Some of America's earliest records, music players, and communication equipment were born in this city. Then came Campbell Soup, founded in 1869. These famous red and white cans became an American icon and fueled Camden's middle class. During the 1940s and World War II, the New York Shipbuilding Corporation employed tens of thousands of people. Camden built destroyers, carriers, submarines, and it became one of the largest shipbuilding centers in the entire world. By the 1950s, this was Camden's probably its heyday, but it was booming with over 120,000 residents. And it was an example of a true American success story. But after the war, things changed and changed pretty fast. Suburban flight and the industrial collapse happened. New highways and suburban expansion pulled people and businesses away. Factories closed, shipbuilding vanished, RCA shrank, and entire blocks emptied. Camden's tax base pretty much collapsed overnight. And then in 1971, racial tensions erupted into a riot that left the city scarred, just like most of America during that time. White flight accelerated, businesses boarded up, and neighborhoods declined pretty fast. By the 1980s and 90s, Camden was ranked one of the most dangerous cities in America and the poorest. Its abandoned factories, empty row homes, and rising crime led many to call it the Detroit of New Jersey. A once thriving industrial titan was reduced to a symbol of urban decline, just like most of America during that time. But then in the early 2000s or 2010s, one of the most shocking moments in Camden's history came when they made a pretty drastic decision. They decided to disband its entire police department. The department had become totally overwhelmed, understaffed, and riddled with problems. So the city wiped it out and replaced it with a new county run police force. But here's the wild part. During this transition, Camden temporarily relied heavily on cameras, sensors, and surveillance technology to monitor the streets. It was pretty ahead of its time. Thousands of cameras watched the neighborhoods. There were microphone-based gunshot detectors. License plate readers were all across the city, and there was real-time monitoring from a central surveillance hub. Camden became a testing ground for tech-driven policing. The city watched from above while rebuilding the law enforcement from the ground up. Many people called it radical. Some people called it desperate. Others said it worked because crime eventually began to decline. Not completely, but today Camden is not the city it was in the 80s or 90s. It isn't perfect, not even close, but it's changing. There's been a lot of money put into the waterfront revival. They have that new aquarium. Well, not new, but they put an aquarium there. Numerous entertainment venues, office spaces, the former Campbell's Field Baseball Park, Cooper University Hospital, Rutgers University, Camden, and MD Anderson have become anchors, bringing jobs, students, and investments back into the city. The new county police force, paired with surveillance tech and neighborhood-based patrols, help bring violent crime down. Not eliminated, but reduced. Camden isn't fully back, but it's no longer at rock bottom either. It's a city fighting stubbornly for a second act. Camden's story mirrors so many American cities that soared during the Industrial Revolution and then stumbled during the post-war era. From boomtown to bust to rebuilding, it's almost like a phoenix trying to rise from its ashes. Maybe, just maybe, Camden's next chapter will rewrite that narrative. Um, yeah, thanks for listening to the Vintage New Jersey podcast. If you enjoyed this deep dive, share it, leave a review, follow Vintage New Jersey on all of these social media apps. And I'm gonna, try to make more of these interesting stories that people may not know about. I hopefully want to get better lighting equipment, microphones, and all that. So these will just be a little bit better visually. Until next time, keep exploring, because every New Jersey town has a story.